Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Jyoti Prakash, and now let's get into the video. First, let's look into Bank Nifty in 1 day candle chart. After that, we will going to look into in 15-minute candle for any trade identification. But before that, we need to identify the trend, and if we identify the proper trend, then it will going to beneficial for us for taking any trade. So in 1 day candle chart, you can see that Bank Nifty trades around 42,500 or 40,400, and today market opens flat and gap down, and after that it shows positive movement until 42,600, which is the resistance level as I told you yesterday. And from there it takes resistance two times, and you can see in 15-minute candle it took resistance at the end from that 42,600 level. So tomorrow if markets opens flat or opens gap down, and if it closes below 42,400 or 42,350, then we can expect some selling pressure here, and our target will be 42,222, 42,000, around level 42,000. So for buy for if you wanted to buy tomorrow, then it needs to closes above 42,600 by opening gap up, or in or around that level if it opens around 42,600, and after that it closes above that range, then you can expect some buying here, and your target will be 42,800 to 42,900. Now let's look into in 15-minute candle where we will going to take trade tomorrow if it opens flat, opens gap down, and opens gap up. Here you can see that in Bank Nifty one trend line also running here, and tomorrow if markets opens flat or opens gap down, and if it closes below, as I said, 42,400 or 40,350, then you can expect some good selling pressure here. As I said, our target will be 42,200 first. Second target we can set to 40,100 to 42,000 round level. So it will be good for us if it opens flat and goes down. And let's assume that if market opens gap up and if it closes above 40,600, then we can expect some buying pressure here also. The reason is that you can see that for almost 2 days market goes sideways, and if tomorrow market opens gap up above that level, those sellers who sell Bank Nifty and put stop loss around 40,600, their stop loss will going to be hit, and no, for that reason, market may show positive movement, and new buyer also added there after if it opens gap down. So if tomorrow markets opens here and continuously goes up, then you can expect buying pressure, and your target will be 40,800 to 42,900. And another thing may happen that if it opens gap down and if it opens below 42,200 or 42,100, and if it shows any negative scenario there, then we can expect some selling pressure here also, because you can see that previously Bank Nifty continuously trades around that zone, and it breaks upwards and goes up. So if it opens gap down and closes below that range, that means those buyer who took buying trade here, their stop loss will also going to be hit. Then that is the reason we are expecting some selling pressure if it opens gap down and continuously shows any negative movement. And that's it for Bank Nifty and Nifty. But you need to analysis by it yourself, and after that, if you and set your target, set your stop losses, and prepare your risk management. After that, you can took trade. So now let's look into Nifty 1 day candle chart. Here you can see that in Nifty 1 day candle chart, it looks more negative than Bank Nifty, because it makes a shooting star candle here at the higher end, and if it tomorrow market opens flat or opens gap down, and if it closes below 18,320 or around level 18,300, then you can expect some selling pressure here, and our target will be 18,260 first. Next target you can set to round level 18,200. For any buying, it needs to closes above 18,400 or 450. After that, you can expect some buying pressure from there. As of now, you can expect any selling pressure if it opens flat or opens gap down. So in 15-minute candle, you can see that one trend line also running here. So for buying, it needs to closes above 18,400 and your 18,440. But for selling, if it opens flat or opens a gap down, and if it closes below 18,310 or 18,300, then you can expect some selling pressure here, and your first target will be 18,270. Next target you can set to 18,200 round level. And it may happen that tomorrow markets opens gap down below that range, like 18,200, in around 18,200 or 18,250. And after that, if it shows any negative scenario there, then you can also export some selling pressure here, and you can set your target to 18,161. Next target will be 18,100. And let's assume it opens gap up, then what we will going to do? And if it opens above 18,450 or 18,400, and if it shows any positive movement, and if it closes above 18,440 or 450, then you can exert some buying pressure here, and your first target will be obviously round level 18,500, and after that you can set your next target to 18,560. And but for now it looks negative to me until it closes above 18,400 or 18,450. My suggestion would be go for any negative trend if it opens gap down or opens flat and shows any negative movement there. Okay. Now let's look into bank nifty components, because bank nifty components are really important for us, because we are basically trading on bank nifty options. So making in bank nifty options, you need to look into bank nifty components, because they are the ones, those who are providing movement to bank nifty. So if we analyze them properly, then it will be beneficial for us to taking any trade for buying or selling, and that is the reason why we are focusing on bank nifty components. And our first component is HDFC Bank. You can see that in HDFC Bank it looks negative to me as of now, because it now makes a doji candle, and it kind of shooting star candle, you can say. And if tomorrow markets opens flat or opens gap down, and if it closes below 1615, then you can extort some selling pressure here, and you can set your target to 1605 to round level 1600. For any buying, it needs to closes above 1630 or 1633. After that, you can export some buying pressure here. But as of now, you can export some selling movement from there. And now let's look into ICICI Bank. You can see that ICICI Bank, in ICICI Bank it shows positive movement today, and if tomorrow if it opens flat or opens gap up, and if it closes above that nine round level 920, and you can this is also resistance level for ICICI Bank for almost 1 month, and if it closes above that range, then you can export some buying pressure here, and your target will be high of that red candle, which is 922.28, and next target, second target will be 934 if it closes above 920. It may happen that it opens a gap of around 925 or and shows negative movement there, then you can go for selling, and your target will be 920 to 915. Now let's look into SBI Bank. You can see that in SBI it makes a similar kind of pattern for almost 2 days. So if tomorrow markets opens flat and if it closes below 600, then you can expect some selling pressure here, and that is going to cakewalk for us, because you can see that it continuously shows similar kind of movement for 2 days, and if it closes below that, those buyer who taken buying trade from there, the stop loss will going to be hit, and that is the reason we can take trade for selling, and your target will be 594 first, second target you can set to 590. And for any buying, it needs to opens flat, or it needs to closes above round level 600, then if it continuously goes up and it closes above 604, then you can export some buying pressure here, and your target will be 610. Now let's look into Kotak Bank. You can see that I think it's also making some glitch here. Yeah, you can see that Kotak Bank opens flat today, and it is goes down, and now it trades around 1950. So if tomorrow markets opens flat or opens a gap down, and if it closes below 1950, then you can export some selling pressure here. Our first target will be 1940, and next target you can set to 1935. But for any buying, it needs to closes above 1965 or 1916. After that, we can export some buying pressure here. But as of now, it looks negative to me. If tomorrow markets opens flat, then you can go for selling. Let's look into Axis Bank. You can see that in Axis Bank, it continuously trades around that range, which is 840 to 860 for almost 6 to 7 days. And you can say that You can see that for almost 3 days it trades around that similar zone, which is 860. So if tomorrow markets opens flat or opens gap up, and if it closes above strong close, showing strong closing above 860, and when it trades above 861 or 62, then you can expect some buying pressure here, and your target will be 867 to 875. For any selling, it needs to closes below 855. Then after that, we can expect some selling pressure here, and we can set a target to 850 to 845. Now let's look into our last bank, which is IndusInd Bank. You can see that in IndusInd Bank, it continuously trade around that zone, which I told you to not take any trade today. And this is, I think, also making some glitch here. Yeah. Then you can see that it trades around that zone. So we need to wait for that zones to either break to upwards, or if it break down, so then we will going to take trade for selling or buying. As of now, my suggestion would be please avoid IndusInd Bank for taking any buying or selling trade. But you can take buying trade if it opens flat or opens a gap up, and if it closes above 1150, you can set your target to 1160 to 1165. For any selling, it needs to closes below 1130. After that, you can take trade for selling, and you can set your target to 1120 at least. Okay. And that's it for today, guys. If you like the video, please subscribe my channel and share it. And bye bye, everyone.